What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm ranking all the fruits in Blox Fruits from best to worst. Whether you're grinding, PvPing, or just having fun, there's a fruit for everyone. Let's dive right into it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your tier list below. Let's go. All right, here's how the tier list works. We've got 5 tiers. S tier. These are the absolute best fruits. If you get one, keep it. A tier. Amazing fruits, but not quite broken like S tier. B tier. Decent fruits that get the job done, but don't stand out. C tier. Pretty average, usable, but you can do better. D tier. Trash fruits. Fun to mess around with, but not worth your time. Let's start with the first fruit. First, we have Rocket. Honestly, this fruit is just useless. It has no PvP potential, no real value for grinding, and it's only good for a few memes here and there. Just skip this one. Next is Gravity. It's also pretty bad. It doesn't really shine in either PvP or grinding. It's weak and slow. The rest of the fruits in D tier are just straight up trash and not worth your time, so I'm just gonna skip all of them. Control is up first. It's decent for PvP, but it's super skill dependent and requires a lot of practice to use effectively. It's really not the best for grinding either, so I wouldn't recommend it for beginners. Love is a weak fruit that doesn't have much going for it. It has some decent potential in PvP, but it's overall just not a top pick for anything. Quake is a fruit that's decent, but not really amazing. It has strong AoE attacks, but it's pretty outdated compared to other fruits in terms of damage and utility. Spider is another fruit that's just not popular, and for good reason. It's weak in both PvP and grinding, so it's not something you should be aiming for. Sound was hyped at first, but didn't deliver. It's decent for PvP, but not nearly as effective as other fruits. Its grinding potential is also lacking, so you won't get much out of it. Phoenix is a solid support fruit, but it's just not strong enough for the late game. It's mainly good for healing, but in terms of damage and PvP, it's lacking. Pain is generally just not worth it. It requires a lot of skill to use properly, but even then, it's not a top-tier fruit. Blizzard has decent area of effect, but it's pretty weak for both PvP and grinding. If you get it, just use it as a stepping stone to a better fruit. Rubber is highly skill-dependent. If you can master it, it can be good for PvP, but it's generally weak and doesn't have much potential for grinding. Ghost is another fruit that doesn't live up to its potential. It has a nice health regen mechanic, but that's about it. It's weak for both grinding and PvP. Now, let's move on to B tier, where the fruits start to really shine. These fruits are solid picks for both PvP and grinding. Light is up first. It's a solid fruit, especially for the first C. Its speed and AoE are pretty great for grinding, but in later Cs, it falls off in terms of PvP. Still, it's a good fruit if you're just starting out. T-Rex was once a powerhouse in PvP, and while it's still solid, it's not as strong as it used to be. It has decent grinding potential, but it's a bit outdated now. Mammoth used to be a top-tier fruit, but now it's just okay. It has decent damage and some nice utility, but it's not great in either PvP or grinding. Still, it's a decent fruit to have if you need something for both. Venom is a fruit with potential, but needs a rework to be really useful. It can be strong in PvP, but isn't great for grinding. Right now, it's in a weird spot, so it's not the best option. Shadow is a good PvP fruit, but it doesn't offer much for grinding. If you want to fight other players, it's a decent choice, but it's not top tier by any means. Diamond was recently reworked and is decent now. It's a good fruit for PvP and can do some serious damage. It's also somewhat useful for grinding, but it's not the best option out there. Ice is another fruit that's better for PvP. It has decent combos and can freeze enemies, but it's repetitive and not great for grinding. Blade is solid for early game grinding. If you're just starting out, it's an okay fruit to use, but it falls off in the late game. Now we're in A tier, where the fruits start to really shine. These fruits are solid picks for both PvP and grinding. Buddha is up first. Buddha is by far the best fruit for grinding. It's got great AoE and a huge defense buff when transformed, making it excellent for farming. But when it comes to PvP, it's just not that great. The huge hitbox makes it an easy target. Still, if you want to grind, this is the fruit to go for. Gas is up next. Gas is a fantastic fruit for PvP and also great for grinding. It's very versatile, with strong attacks and great mobility. Yeti is another solid fruit for PvP. It's a great fighter with strong moves and combos, but it's not great for grinding. It's better suited for bounty hunting and PvP. Magma is a classic fruit with excellent damage potential. It's great for grinding and useful in sea events, but not as effective in PvP. Still, it's a reliable choice for most situations. Spirit is a skilled fruit that requires practice to use properly, but it can be deadly in PvP. It's not great for grinding, but it's an amazing choice for those who enjoy skilled combat. And now, the S-tier fruits. The absolute top-tier fruits in Blox fruits. These are the ones that you should be grinding for if you want the best of the best. West Dragon is hands down the best fruit in the game. It's broken in both PvP and PvE. When transformed, you're basically unstoppable with insane damage and AoE. The ability to fly away when you're low on health makes it even better. It's amazing for both grinding and PvP. East Dragon is a close contender. It's similar to West Dragon, but not as powerful in PvP. However, it's still great for grinding, and it's much more mobile than other fruits. Kitsune is up next. Despite a recent nerf, it's still one of the best fruits for PvP. It's incredibly fast, spammy, and great for combat. It's decent for grinding, too, but not as good as other fruits in that aspect. Leopard is another top-tier fruit. It's fantastic in PvP, with incredible mobility, damage output, and a powerful transformation ability. Doe is very good at PvP, the stun is overpowered, and the damage is good. This fruit isn't good for grinding, though, but it's very good for PvP and gaining bounty. And that's my tier list. What do you think? Did I rank your favorite fruit too low, or do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments, and feel free to share your tier list too. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more Blox Fruits content. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.